Everyone, welcome back to my channel. And if you're new to my channel, I'm Patty, and on Thursdays I do budget-friendly home decor. And today I'm going to share with you 5 super easy Christmas DIYs that I think you're really going to enjoy. And I'm also going to show you how to take a pool noodle, make a shape out of it without using wire or duct tape. So if you want to know how to do that, stick around. I'll show you how. Thanks for watching. I really appreciate it. Okay, for this first one, I'm going to use a Dollar Tree pool noodle. You can use any kind of pool noodle you want, and I'm going to show you how to make it where it bends to the shape that you want it. Now, I am just cutting 1.5 inch slits in it, and I'm just going down to maybe the center of it. And just cut them as far as you want it to bend. Next, I'm just going to cut little 1/2 inch donuts off the very bottom of it, and those are going to be the wedges that I'm going to put into those little slices that I made. So just cut each one of those in half, and you're going to wedge them down inside of each of those little openings, and that'll start giving you the shape that you're looking for. This way you don't have to put any wire or use duct tape. It just bends and it stays in that shape. And just keep adding them until you get the shape that you're looking for. And then start gluing them in. And you can make just about any shape with these if you do it this way. Next, I'm using some Yarnbee Eternal Bliss, and I'm just going to start wrapping this candy cane. Just put a little bit of glue down the bottom, and then you're going to start just rolling that around just to get the bottom completely sealed in. And then you're going to start wrapping the entire candy cane with this. Okay, just try to keep your yarn as tight together as you can as you're going around it. You want to make sure that it does stay tight and you don't have any gaps. And keep going all the way around till you get to the bottom. And then when you get to the bottom, we're just going to start going inside the circle, just kind of closing it in. And then we're going to stick our last piece of yarn down into the hole in the bottom. To get the candy cane effect, I'm just taking some red and white ribbon that I had, and I'm just going to start down at the very bottom, go ahead and glue a little spot right there, and then we're going to start wrapping it around. And then you can try and stay as evenly spaced as you can all the way around it, and pull tight as you go. And I got this ribbon at Michael's. It came in one of those little tubes that you had like 6 different kinds of ribbon in it. Okay, then when we get to the bottom, we're just going to trim that off and we're just going to glue that down. Okay, that one turned out super cute. Let me know in the comments which one's your favorite. This is actually so soft that you could actually use this as a pillow. Okay, this next one, I'm using a 16-inch wreath I got at Michael's, and I'm using some fur trim that I got at Hobby Lobby. That's the Robert Stanley collection, and it's just in the ribbon department. And you're going to start kind of at a diagonal and glue this first piece down. Now, as you're wrapping it around, you are going to go right up against the edge of where the seam is. And I'll show you. So when you wrap it, just get that piece glued in good. And then when you wrap it, you're going to go right up against that seam. Now you're going to pull as you go along. You want to pull it tight. But we're going right up against that seam. And just keep going until you get all the way around, but you want to make sure that you are wrapping it right up against that edge of the other one. And pull it tight, and you'll be able to get all the way around this wreath with this one ribbon. And I'm not gluing in between, I'm just wrapping it. That way, if later, if you decide you don't want to keep this wreath or you want to do something different, you'll still have all your ribbon that you can use. And then go ahead and glue that side down. And then don't worry about that being open in the back because you're not going to see it once you get all your greenery on there. And that's the side I'm going to actually attach my greenery. Then take a little bit of time and just kind of fluff it out. And all that'll blend together and you won't see all those lines between your ribbon. Next, I'm going to take some greenery sprigs. I got these on Amazon. I'll give you the link for them. And I'm going to put 2 of them together on each side. And they already come with a wire attached to them. So I'm just going to wire these together with that wire. I'm just going to take it and wrap it around to hold them together. And then I'm going to cut off the excess wire of the other 3 so that you don't see those. Okay, next I'm going to use some chalk paint from Waverly. It's the white Adirondack paint, and I'm just going to get most of it off my paintbrush, and I'm just going to brush these until I get them to the snow effect I'm looking at. This just makes it look like it has some snow dropped on it. And do the front and the back also, and just get it as white as you want it, but don't overkill it. You want to still see some greenery through it. And I'm going to do the same thing for my pine cones. And I'm just using a chip brush to do this. Next, I'm going to attach my greenery by pushing a wire through this just to hold this little branch on. Now, since it is a styrofoam, you can just go ahead and cut right through it with an X-Acto knife, and you can push that wire right through there on both sides to hold that down. That way you don't have to put a lot of glue on this. And I'm just taking a little hammer and I'm just going to hammer it flat right there just to make sure it does stay flat. And then I'm just going to add a little bit of glue right around it. So I'm going to add my pine cones in a cluster like that, and I'm just going to start gluing them in. Give it a little bit of depth. I'm going to add some darker green in here on both sides. I'm just going to stick it right up underneath my other. Just kind of gives it a little bit of depth on here. And then I'm just going to glue those in. I got this little owl at Hobby Lobby. I'm just going to take my X-Acto knife, poke a hole in it, and he has a wire on him, so I'm bending him backwards, and I'm just going to put him right in there and glue him right to the greenery. Okay, then to give it a little bit of color, I'm coming back in with some little matte colored blue ornaments, and I'm just going to start sticking these in. I'm going to use 3 of them. This one turned out so pretty. Let me know in the comments what you think. And if you're enjoying the video, be sure and give me a like. It really does help my channel. Okay, next we're going to build a kitchen ladder. I'm taking 2 dowel sticks, one at 3/4 by 36 and one and a half by 36. On the 3/4 by 36, we're going to cut 2 pieces at 17 inches in length each, and that's going to be for the 2 sides. Then for the little rungs for the ladder, we're going to cut 4 of them at 7 1/4 inches. So cut 4. Next, we're going to go ahead and start assembling it, and I'm just going to make sure that I get them measured out about evenly. I'm coming down about 2 1/2 inches on the first one to put my first rung. And then I'm going to come down from there 4 inches. And then I'm going to space them 4 inches apart all the way down from that first one. Okay, next I'm going to take a countersink drill bit and I'm just going to drill a hole all the way through where we just made those marks. And this way we can get our screw down into the hole, and then we can cover it up with some little dowel sticks here after a while. But just go ahead and drill all the way down in there, and your countersink bit will stop right where it's supposed to. It has a collar on it where it'll stop. And that way we can drill all the way through each one of these, and then when we drill the other side, we'll already have our marks so we can make sure we get them even. And just do that for each one of the little marks that you made. And then we're going to line up the other one with this, and we're going to go ahead and drill through so we can make sure that we get each side even. Just line them up straight and then go ahead and drill through on that side too. And we can get our first little mark, and then we're going to go ahead and countersink the other piece as well. Don't want to drill anything, you can take the 5-gallon paint sticks and you could just cut them and you could wood glue those to each one of those boards. That's an alternative if you don't want to use a drill. Just take a little small drill bit and go ahead and you do a pilot hole in each side in the center of each one of these little rungs. This will make it a little bit easier to put your screw in. Next, we're going to go ahead and screw our entire ladder together. So just go through one side and then you're going to start adding each one of your little rungs to it. And you're going to go all the way through that hole, and then there'll be a hole in the side, and we're going to cover all that up in here in a little bit. And then when you get that side attached, go ahead and attach the other side. Okay, once you get this put all together, you can set this down on the ground and you can get that a little bit tighter, you know, by going over the top of it and having something to balance it on. Next, I'm just going to take a little 3/8 inch dowel stick and I'm just going to cut little 1/4 inch pieces. And this is what I'm going to put into the side to cover up those holes. And I'm just using my little saw, table saw. I'll give you the link for this down in the description below. And then after you got them all cut, you're just going to push them right down into those holes. Push them all the way down as far as you can get them. And I didn't glue mine in. They're pretty tight, so you don't even have to glue those in. But you want to put one in each one of those holes, and then we will paint this here in a minute to cover all this up as well. Okay, next I'm just going to take some Waverly chalk paint in the color Crimson, and I'm just going to paint my entire ladder that color. I'm going to come in with the white chalk paint. I'm just going to get most of the paint off of my brush, and then I'm just going to use a chip brush and kind of soften it up, put some distressing white on it. Just hit the high parts first and then start going through the rest of it. And get it as distressed as you want to. I got mine pretty distressed. And you want to do the front and the back on this. Next, I bought this little wreath at Hobby Lobby, and I'm going to do the same thing with it. I'm going to distress it a little bit with the white, make it look like it has some snow on it. It just really softens it up a little bit. Next, I just got these little white beads at Hobby Lobby. They were actually on a garland, and I'm going to string them with a long upholstery needle onto some jute, and I'm going to attach a cowbell to each end of them. And this is a pretty good way to do these beads. This little upholstery needle, I'll give you the link for that. It really works good with beads. And you're just going to get as many as you want on there, and then we're just going to tie one of the little bells on each end of it. And then go ahead and run your cord up into the bead and then glue it in. And that way you won't see it. And then go ahead and attach the other side of the bell, just exactly like you did the opposite side. And next I'm going to come in with some Waverly Parisian Gray chalk paint, and I'm just going to distress my beads a little bit. Now I'm going to get pretty good bit on here right now, and then I'm going to take a paper towel and just kind of rub it off so that it's just a little bit distressed, but not too distressed. And then to pull all this together, I'm just going to attach a piece of jute to the back part of this wreath, and I'm going to tie it at the very top of my ladder. Then I'm going to run my beads down one side, and then I'm just going to add a little hand tail. This is pretty simple, and it looks cute in your kitchen. Okay, I always wanted one of these for my kitchen. This turned out super cute. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Okay, for this one, I'm just going to use a pool noodle. I'm going to show you how to shape it so you don't have to add wire to it. Just cut 1.5-inch slits down, and you're going to go down to the middle. And then you can start bending it. So just figure out how deep you need to get it, but you don't want to go all the way through it. You just want to go no farther than the middle. And I'm going to go all the way down this because I am going to make this into a circle to make a wreath. Now, if you're going to put heavy things on this, then you need to probably go ahead and run a wire through it as well. But I did it with real light materials, and so I really didn't have to do any wire. Okay, then go ahead and bend it just to make sure that you get the shape that you're looking for and there's no stress. I mean, it just goes together easy. Then we're just going to take a cork, put it inside, and that's how we're going to attach them. Now I'm going to go ahead and glue my cork into one side, but I'm not going to glue it in the other side yet. So I got this 50-foot bag of tinsel on Amazon, and I'm just going to start at one end, and I'm just going to start gluing it on. Now you don't need to add a lot of glue as you're wrapping it. Just start at the top part, get it glued in good there, and then you can just start wrapping it. And if you watched my farmhouse tree video using the same tinsel, this is the same tinsel I use for that. And you're just going to keep going till you have it completely wrapped. And this goes so quick. All you got to do is just sit there and spin the noodle, and you can be at the end before you know it. Just make sure you get it as tight as you can because that's what's going to give it the nice effect. Okay, when you get to the end, just go ahead and glue the two ends together and leave a little bit of tinsel hanging off the edge until you get this completely done. So don't cut it short yet. And then we're going to go ahead and wrap that around to seal up that opening right there, and then just glue it into the back. And to hang it up, I'm just going to come through here where that cork is, and I'm just going to pull a piece of jute around here. And since you didn't glue the two noodles together, you should be able to pull it right up there over that cork. And then we're going to add a little bit of glue in the center just to pull all of it together and close it up completely. Just kind of open it up there, and you're going to go ahead and glue where the pool noodle is. And then once you get that glued good, just go ahead and push it together and hold it till it dries. If you love rustic decor, which I do, this really turned out super cute. Let me know which one of these is your favorite in the comments below. For this one, I'm just taking an 18-inch paper mache cone that I got at Hobby Lobby that I've used before, and I'm just taking some trim that I got at Hobby Lobby, and I'm going to start at a diagonal and just glue the top part up, and then I'm going to glue down one side because we want our fur to be fur on fur when we start going around in our little circle here. And you're just going to go ahead and just fold over the edge and glue down. Now just do it as you're going because I did have leftover fur after I got done, so don't glue the whole thing and then go. Then just going to start pulling it down at a diagonal and around, and we're going to spot glue it in just a couple of different places as we go. And just keep pulling it at a diagonal, and the more you pull it, the tighter it'll get. And just keep going till you get all the way down to the bottom of the cone. And then just kind of fluff it up a little bit. This actually turned out really pretty. But you're just folding over just the very tip edge. And then once you get to the bottom, we're just going to go ahead and keep going until you get all the way around, and then we're going to trim off some excess, and then we're just going to glue it into the bottom of the cone. Next, I got this little star. I've had these for years. It's just a little silver star, and I'm just attaching it right to the very top. Next, I'm just going to trim out the bottom of it with some little rhinestones that I got. And I'm alternating with some larger ones and some smaller ones because I only had a few of the large ones, so I'm kind of spacing them out. I think I had 6 of them, and I'm just kind of spacing them out. And then I'm going to come back in with some smaller rhinestones and just kind of go between them. Just give it a little bit of bling at the bottom. You know, sometimes less is more, so I'm just kind of just decorating it up, just adding a little bit of bling just to the bottom of it. Okay, I really love the way this one turned out. The texture is so beautiful. Let me know which one of these is your favorite today. And if you like these kind of videos, be sure and give me a like, subscribe, and ring that bell to be notified when I have a new video upload. Thank y'all so much for watching. I really appreciate it.